This is job number 21067. It's called Grass Lawn, and it's for Builder Supply. This project is in Redmond, off of Old Redmond Road and 149th Avenue Northeast. This project consists of asphalt restoration on 149th here, as well as on Old Redmond Road. It'll have a 2-inch grind and overlay along this section here and down this side of the road, as well as the side of the road closest to the property. It will also include a concrete driveway approach right here and curb and gutter along the outside. It will also have sidewalk around the property as well. I've highlighted the areas. The dark area you see right now on this drawing is for the asphalt restoration. The customer is doing all the removal and is doing all the grading and prep work for the asphalt. All we have to do is put in the asphalt. Let me show you some of the measurements. Okay, on 149th Avenue Northeast, 7-inch depth on the asphalt, 3,540 square feet. That is right here along this portion of 149th. On Old Redmond Road, it's 4-inch depth asphalt, 357 square feet. And that is basically the 2 foot of asphalt that's being cut out in front for the curb and gutter going along the front of the road. So 357 square feet of 4-inch depth asphalt. Okay, so the curb and gutter is going to start up here at this corner, go all the way down around. We're going to have 2 ADA ramps, which I forgot to mention, but I'll give you those here in a little bit. And the curb and gutter is going to go all the way over to the edge of the property. Right now they've been doing the utilities, and I'll show you a street view that shows you where their orange fencing goes to the end of the property. But that curb and gutter is going to look like this on 149th Avenue Northeast, as well as on Old Redmond Road. Same style. The map footage is 310 lineal feet on both streets. Standard detail 304. I saved a lot of these details on Google Drive so you could look at. Then we have sidewalk that sits back about 5 feet from the curb and gutter. It runs along the property. Currently there's sidewalk that is up against the curb and gutter, and it goes all the way down to the next block. So I'm thinking what we're going to be doing is sitting the new sidewalk back 5 feet, and then it's going to taper over to the existing at the end of the property. I'm going to give you the dimensions here first, and then the dimensions on Old Redmond Road. So on 149th, you'll see that it sits 5 feet back, but the sidewalk is 5 foot wide, as opposed to 6 foot wide on Old Redmond Road. Okay, so for sidewalk on 149th, you've got 121 feet by 5, 4-inch depth concrete. And then sidewalk on Old Redmond Road, 124 feet by 6 feet, 4-inch depth. So on the drawings, there's an existing ramp that's here, an existing ramp that's here, but it's calling out to put 2 new ramps in. So the ramp that goes on the west side of the road is on the detail here on the same page as the site plan, and that's on detail 307 for this ADA ramp, where you got the curb on the back side. And that ramp is a parallel type A ramp, and then the other one on the other side is a type B perpendicular. So the ramp that's on this side has to go back 5 feet and tie into the sidewalk. Now on the drawings it says that this detail is on 308 of the WashDOT standard plan, but it's actually on 309. And there's your detail. These I saved on Google Drive. All the details are on one file. So that's the detail for the perpendicular ramp. And then I have, let's see here. Where's the other ramp? There we go. And then you've got this ramp right here, the parallel type A on the other side of the road. So then right about in here, there's a note saying that there's a 15-foot wide type 1A driveway per standard detail 305A, which goes right about here. This is the detail of the ramp, or excuse me, the driveway approach. Okay, so there's one of those. So on that concrete driveway approach, like I said, it's 15 foot by 6. Aaron Train, class 4,000. I think that's 4,000 PSI, I believe. Okay. Back to those ADA ramps. We've got 2 each of the detectable warning mats, 2x4 and 2x4. All right. There's signage on this project, and what they have is one sign that's an object marker sign. It's an OM3R, which is a 12 by 36 object marker sign, and it's in front of this tree. Okay, and it's 4 foot to the bottom of the sign. So from ground to the bottom of the sign, you need 4 foot clearance. The posts that are used out here on this job are 2-inch square quick punch posts, and they have a sleeve anchor that goes with it. I'll show you that detail. We also need 3 white flexible delineator posts. If you were to call Alpine and get a price, they would be the just the white flexible delineators with the reflective tape on the top. I believe they're 4 foot long, 4 foot tall, but we need 3 of those. Other signs, there's a new 25 mile per hour sign, and that 25 mile per hour sign is a 24 by 30. If you need the code, it's an R2-1. And the sign sheeting for this sign plus the OM3R sign are diamond grade. So if you're looking for a price from Alpine, you need to ask for diamond grade or DG3. Okay, let me show you the detail on the not the posts, but the sleeve anchors that you need to include with the posts. Okay, so each post needs to have a 24-inch anchor, which is a 7-gauge heavy-duty sleeve anchor that goes in the ground. We need 2 of those. Okay, just need 2 of those. And then we need 2 12-foot posts. Actually, 1 12-foot post and 1 10-foot post. Alpine doesn't sell those posts, but National Barricade does. So you could get a 10-footer and a 12-footer from National Barricade. I take that back. You could buy 2 10-footers, I think, and you'll be okay. 2 10-foot posts. All right. Moving on to striping. The stop bar that goes across the road is thermoplastic, and it is 24 inches wide. 24-inch stop bar. We can do torch down material, 19 feet. Then you've got crosswalk that is 12 inches, and it's torch down material. There's 60 feet plus 45 feet. It includes this here and this here. It says to refresh the thermoplastic, and currently when you look at the picture, the thermal looks pretty good. So in order to refresh it all, we would have to pretty much grind it off and put back new. So let's factor in about probably 30 minutes of grinding off the existing crosswalks and stop bars and putting in new in the exact location. Okay, the stop bars, or excuse me, not the stop bar, the crosswalk, those are 12-inch wide, 24-inch wide on the stop bars. We also need to put in 1 thermoplastic bike symbol with arrow. That'll be a WashDOT bike symbol with arrow. Alpine sells those all the time. Just need one. The bike lane. We need to refresh the bike lane, and there's 150 feet of painted bike lane that will run alongside the curb and gutter. About 6 feet out is the max. 6 feet out. I have this detail in Google Drive, saved with all the other details. But 150 feet. That bike symbol is going to go right about in here, and the detail shows you where to set it. All right, and the last thing is a 2-inch grind and overlay. And let me take you back to that. Okay, so on 149th and on Old Redmond Road, as you can see in the yellowish color, peachish color, this whole section up here, it's like a 50 foot by 50 foot, will be 2-inch grind and overlay on 149th. And then you also have this stretch here that needs to be ground down 2 inches and a 2-inch overlay on top of that. That's going to be, let's see, 110 by 19 feet. Then on Old Redmond Road down here, after we've restored the asphalt along the curb and gutter, we need to go out to the center line and do a grind just before the center line striping and do the length here. 2-inch grind, 2-inch overlay back, and that is 166 feet by 15. Okay, those are all the quantities and items that we're doing. We need traffic control. That means traffic control devices and flaggers for when we do the work out on this street. Not only for the curb and gutter when it goes in, but also when we come in to do the asphalt repair, and for the 2-inch grind and overlay. Please make sure to do a 2-inch grind and overlay plus the flagging that goes with it. Let's try to keep that separate in the price if we can, because I haven't got an answer yet on this. I have a feeling we need to, because that's what it indicates on the drawings, but I need confirmation from the customer. So we need flagging for 149th and we need flagging for Old Redmond Road. So I'm thinking that is, let's see, restoration would be 1 day. The curb and gutter will be 1 day. Restoration out here 1 day. Well, same day probably as this area. So let's just say 1 day for 1 full day to get this restored, as well as this. Another day to grind and overlay on there. So that's 2 days for that. And then you have another day, or probably 2 days to do the curb and gutter out here. And then sidewalk. Go to do the sidewalk. Gosh, that might be 1 more day for that, so we can have the truck along the side of the road on both sides when they pour. Okay, any other questions? Let me know. Builder Supply owns this project, and they've already gotten started on the utility work.